mother, it's time for another episode of Birds with Friends. Just a trio of feathery brethren weathering any season to see the Eagles eating teams like Scrammy's top with cheese. It's Philadelphia. Bo, Sheil, and Zach kicking it cooler than three penguins till Zach runs off with his valet keys. He's a real nuanced goose. Pull up a branch, get loose. It's time for some juice on some Birds with Friends. The early bird gets the worm, but prefers getting turned like a turn on some Birds with Friends. Bo, Sheil, and Zach coming at you with steps and things flapping their wings on Birds with Friends.
All I know is Zach said he has a game where Sheil don't read both 7,000 pages, and I said I'm in. Let's go. Let's do it.
And so the purpose of
that's what I needed was not to get at least one more reader. This episode is brought to you by. This episode is presented by BetMGM, the exclusive betting partner of The Athletic. Sign up at betmgm.com using the promo code TheAthleticPod. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Birds with Friends on a Thursday afternoon. Bo Wulf, Marissa Morris, Sheil Kapadia, and the Mitchum man himself, Zach Berman, here to preview Sunday's game against the New Orleans Saints, talk about what's the latest and greatest from the NovaCare complex, play some Swooper Soarcasting, give you our crystal ball Eagle predictions, all that good stuff. Sheil, how you doing?
Oh, we're on. Yeah, no, I was just sending Marissa my Swooper Soarcastings. We're doing well. We're doing fine. I was thinking earlier today that I don't know that I've ever seen you in sneakers, Bo. Was one thing I was thinking about. But, of course, we've got a lot of Eagles Saints stuff.
Why did that occur to you earlier today?
Listen, there's a lot going on in my head. I can't explain it. I might have been doing some sneaker shopping, and I just thought, I've never don't know that I've ever seen you.
You don't count Allbirds as sneakers?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Don't the Allbirds count? That's
a true sneaker. Would you play like a tennis in Allbirds?
No.
You're not doing
that.
That's
the whole thing about
I've
Allbirds.
Seen Zach in some black Nikes, I believe. Right?
You have, yes, but
okay,
I've converted more to Allbirds now.
Really? Okay, but what about if you're doing an athletic endeavor?
Yeah,
well, you must have seen me in sneakers when we played tennis together, Sheil.
What did you have? Some Asics?
I think they were like Adidas, black Adidas.
Okay, I don't remember that. All right,
yeah. You were too busy. You're too busy running sideline to sideline, getting wiped.
Tell me about it. I was exhausted. Like 2 games in there, I was ready to pass out. So we got Eagles Saints. A game with some juice. Eagles favorites. A few weeks ago when we're going over, all right, are they going to be favorites or underdogs? Did not anticipate this being a favorite game, but they are 2-point favorites in this game. So a little structured show today. I feel like the Thursday show is pretty structured. I posted another all 22 clip on Instagram, and the first one was so popular. I mean, these are doing better than anything else I've ever posted before. I think this would have been the key. If Marissa didn't get me the check mark, this would have been a nice way to boost the follower count. So of course you can follow me at Sheil Kapadia. I'll have to keep doing that a little bit more, I think.
Has to undermine Marissa and say he could have got to this point without her eventually.
Oh, no. I mean, by like 2028,
I'm proud of him.
saying.
I'm proud of his Instagram success.
The engagement. Wow. People like it.
Zach, what's new in your world?
Everything's going well. Excited for this podcast. Been looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing Jalen Hurts versus Trevor Siemian this weekend.
Character counts. Okay. We have talked to the head coach. We have talked to some of the players over the course of the past couple of days at the NovaCare complex. We've gotten some injury reports. So why don't we send it on over to the stone cold newsman on the scene to give us the bird on the street.
We left the practice field about an hour and a half ago, and Dallas Goddard was out there with his helmet on, working with tight ends coach Jason Michael. This is relevant, of course, because Dallas Goddard is in the concussion protocol, so seeing him on the field with a helmet is a sign of progress. That doesn't mean he's out of the concussion protocol yet, but he is progressing a few days before this game. Also of note, the Eagles on Wednesday started Miles Sanders' 21-day practice window. That means that he's eligible to return from injured reserve any day in the next 20 days. Nick Sirianni did not rule out Miles Sanders returning on Sunday against the Saints, that if Sanders is healthy, he'll be out there. He also said Miles Sanders will be the starting running back when he returns. That doesn't, of course, mean that Miles Sanders will be the every down running back, but he will be the starting running back. Elsewhere, not much major news as far as the Eagles go. The other injuries to watch, Davion Taylor's been banged up. I know you spoke to him today, Bo.
He said he'll play.
He'll play. And those are really the key injuries to watch at this point.
Bang up job, Zach. Thanks for checking in.
You got it.
Sheil, any thoughts on the Jordan Howard discussion from last episode that you'd like to clarify?
What do you think? No, none, zero.
The other day at practice, I think it was a walkthrough on Wednesday, so we were only allowed out there for like the first 90 seconds. But Nick Sirianni walked out, and the first thing he goes is, "Coyote, come here." And he was walking over to tell Coyote Awashika something. And boy, to be a fly on the wall in that conversation, if only I could have found out what they were discussing.
Now, what do you sense is the vibe around the team as compared to earlier in the season? I know it's tougher when you don't get the locker room access and you don't get full practice, but sometimes you show up, and even though you're watching an abbreviated portion of practice, or you're watching how players interact when one of them's about to do a press conference and someone else walks by, do you feel like they sense that there's some more juice? Is there more confidence? Are they having more fun, or is it kind of the same as it was earlier in the season?
Well, to give some color onto the scenario you just described, Devontae Smith was giving his press conference today, and Avonte Maddox walked by and did the touchdown
very
dance.
Exaggerated
version.
Boy, they're all in on that, huh?
Yeah, there's that. Slay is a topic. Darius Slay is a topic of conversation, or I shouldn't say topic of conversation. He's involved one way or the other, whether he's giving it or he's getting it. As far as the ribbing with teammates. But how's the mood?
Sexy Slay, as he calls himself.
He's played well, by the way. We probably haven't given him enough credit, because at least I and you, Bo, you haven't. I don't think you've given him a lot. I mean, you definitely like the trade more, but what you should be doing if you were Bo and you were the one person on the side of liking the trade and the guy was playing well, you would bring it up every episode. More importantly,
Zach's got Crystal Bald Eagle draft points in the game. Skin in the game for me recognizing that Darius Slay has had a good season.
Oh, is that? Oh, I didn't know that was one.
Yeah,
well, he has had a good. He's played well.
Yeah, but it's probably like a 2-pointer given the way the scoring system went. Right?
Wow, Dennis takes a stray. Jeez.
He is supposed to be one of the better cornerbacks in the league. So, I would say the best vibe that I've gotten from this team was before the Lions game. It was the Friday practice, because they started practice with Ghetto Superstar, and I knew they were going to win that week.
Okay, that was like the playlist fantastic. When I was there this summer, where I was like, this team might go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's go. I'm ready to go play for this team now. So we'll see what they play on Friday.
Okay. But like Sirianni, for instance, Sirianni's a fiery guy. If you watch him on the sideline, you can see that. Right, he's an emotional guy. He jokes about that. But I will say, to his credit, during the season here, he's been able to remain fairly steady, and I think he's made a deliberate attempt to do that. Like he recognizes in the role he's in, all eyes are on him, and so there are times when the team's really struggling, and you can tell like the head coach is really irritated, or you just don't want to be around that guy. That hasn't been the case for Sirianni when they were 2-5 during the Vegas week. Yeah, that you never got the sense that he was wearing it. Now he wears it on Mondays, right? Like Nick Sirianni on Mondays, win or lose.
He ages like a president on those Mondays.
Yes. But come Wednesday, he's got the juice. So and that continues throughout the week.
Yeah, I was worried earlier in the season about like a burnout factor with him when they were piling up those losses. Maybe it's just what you said and catching him on a Monday, but it's like, dude, there's a long way to go here, and there could be a lot of losses coming your way. But
yeah, I mean, he is not from the Arians camp of go home, go see your families. Like from what he says, he's burning the midnight oil all week long.
Also, the Arians camp would be cowardly decisions on fourth down. I feel like he doesn't, the announcers will say, oh, his motto, no risk it, no biscuit. But that guy likes to punt on fourth down as much as Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay. You guys look very distracted.
So I got a text
confused.
that I need to respond to.
I got the same text as you, I think. Yeah.
Same text, yeah.
All right. Well, what is it? Out with it. Teacher caught you passing notes.
It's from the Eagles PR. It's COVID.
We got
protocol
attendance
type
for
stuff.
tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But keep going.
Do I need to
Sheil.
take
I'm
over the
listening.
show? Do you guys need a minute? Then I can.
No.
Why don't you and I talk while Zach responds, and then when Zach's done, you two talk, and I can respond.
Again, no team mentality. Why does it just one of you respond for two of you?
Well, they need to hear from everybody.
We weren't shared on the text. It's
Unbelievable.
2 separate texts.
All right, I'm all good.
Okay, you guys talk.
Yeah. So you were talking. So what Bo said is accurate. This is not. This is very much a staff that like believes in being there and the hours you put in. That's not to say Nick is like making sure that the lights are on in the opposing coach's offices, right? Oh, I'm sorry, not the opposing coach, the assistant coach's offices. But he does feel like you should be there until your work's done, right? It's not a clock in, clock out mentality there. It's
football guys.
Yeah, this is a labor of love, and you do it until there's no work to do.
Okay, there you go. All right, well, why don't we get into the Saints a little bit then? While Bo responds to those texts a little bit, I can start with give me your impressions of the Saints, and then I can dig in.
Yeah, so I've actually been I don't want to say fed information this week, but have been that's the wrong way of doing it. But have been told, like, give Trevor Siemian a little more credit than he deserves.
I've always liked a Siemian
than he's been getting. And it is accurate that Trevor Siemian has put them in situations to beat the Falcons and the Saints. It hasn't necessarily been because of him that they haven't won those games. And our colleague Larry Holder had a stat that I believe he's second in the NFL in let me pull up the exact
Holder.
thing here.
I ain't even met her yet.
Oh, you got me worried that I credited the wrong person. Let me pull this up here.
All right, Bo, come on.
So here you go. I apologize. He's fourth in the NFL in catchable pass percentage, 88.7%.
What's that? Catchable pass percentage. I haven't used that bad boy yet.
Yeah, that's from Sports Info Solutions. Larry Holder, our
I don't know
our colleague had that there.
We've got a company sub to SIS.
So I put that all out there. Look, I'm not preparing Trevor Siemian's Hall of Fame speech here. And even though I know that he might look like a Manning, he is not a Manning. Okay.
He's better than Cooper.
Hey, now. But
what, you think that's a shot at Cooper?
I'm kidding. But I don't think Trevor Siemian's like a complete pushover. I mean, this is not Ben DiNucci out there, right?
Correct.
I agree with
DiNucci.
that.
That's what we compare everyone to.
I've always liked the Siemian.
He's fine. He's a fine
back to
backup.
Denver.
He's not the most talented guy.
I think he's a top 40 quarterback.
Okay.
Maybe 45.
He's a fine backup. Yeah, I think he's a fine backup.
I was
that
watching
year when he replaced Peyton.
Well,
yeah.
Remember that? And he was like half decent.
Yeah,
they thought he was the guy.
That's when I liked him. I was watching. I was. It was on TV. It was on NFL Network last night. The replay of that Titans game, and watched a little bit.
Look at this guy! Unbelievable.
It's good. Good
You
stuff.
put that on? I mean, so you still flip. I haven't flipped the channel in
It's YouTube
years.
TV. I mean, I've cut the cord, but
Yeah, but usually. Okay.
So you don't flip. You're all appointment.
No,
TV?
I know what I want and I get after it. Succession.
You're not
I
looking at
wasn't.
the guide?
I wasn't flipping. It was just I
Curb
turned on
the
the
night
TV. That's what was
before.
on, and so I put it on.
Oh,
So you're never
okay.
looking at the guide, Sheil.
No.
Oh,
Why would I
never.
look at the guide? I mean, there's nothing to look at.
I mean, well,
You turn on YouTube TV and the sports come up first on the menu.
Yeah.
So, I mean, often that's going to be what I'm watching. You know,
Right.
there'll
That's
be
how I got
three-
there. Yeah.
There'll be three things there and I pick one of them. And if it's not that, then I know what show we're what. Marissa couldn't be any more bored with this conversation.
Sorry.
Yawning in the middle. Unbelievable. Marissa,
am
what's
like-
up, buddy?
Get some
we got
coffee.
2 shows to do here. Come on,
I
go
don't
get
have
a coffee.
YouTube TV, so I'm intrigued by this.
She only
it's
has
good.
game film in that house, right?
And then if it's not sports, then it's something that, I'm not like one of these people who's like, dude, like if Shawshank's on TV, I gotta watch it. Like that. That's like a podcast thing. You know what movie I gotta watch if it's not like, no, that's not me.
No.
Either I have a show that I'm going to watch or it's
I
sports.
used to be like that. Yeah,
Okay.
back in the old days when
Yeah.
when you had TV like that. But
That
yeah,
stage of life is over.
we've outgrown that as a culture.
Did you watch Colts Hard Knocks? The first episode of Colts Hard Knocks last night?
Did not.
I mean,
I heard it was good.
I feel like Hard Knocks is not a passive watch. I needed something to be a passive watch.
Okay, all right.
Because I was working.
I like to put on an NBA game as a passive watch.
I like an NBA game as a passive watch too. Even an AEW Dynamite could be a passive watch.
Okay.
How about that?
Zach
So the Saints-
disagrees based on his
Zach wants to make sure he's giving it his full attention when MJF is on the mic.
when MJF.
All right, so the Saints, let's start with the Saints offense since you mentioned Simeon. So if you look at it, I know that's a small sample. They've had 174 snaps with Simeon, but if you look at it in terms of EPA, they've actually been better in those snaps than they were earlier in the season. Now, I'm not saying that's because of Simeon. They've had some stuff in the run game work out for him. Certainly his numbers are not going to impress anybody. 58% completions, under 7 yards per attempt. He hasn't thrown an interception yet. And to what Zach mentioned, he has been, they have dropped a lot of footballs, I feel like, over the last 2 weeks. So that probably reflects what Zach was just mentioning. They don't have a lot of talent around Simeon. I mean, the
Yes.
offensive line is good when healthy. They're a little banged up. We'll see who's going to play in this game. Alvin Kamara, I think I saw just before I signed on here that he didn't practice today after being limited or practicing yesterday. So his status is up in the air. I mean, you're talking about Mark Ingram, Deontay Harris, Marquez Callaway, Traquan Smith, Adam Trout. I mean, it is not good. It is a bottom tier.
Yeah, that
group.
Michael Thomas injury killed them.
Well, yeah, I mean, that whole situation seems very fishy and controversial. And
It's been so long. Is it Michael Thomas or Thomas Michael?
so yeah, they will not have now. Taysom Hill does come in as a runner, certainly at times or in different types of roles, or he'll come in and throw the ball. So we'll see. Now they've run the ball at like the 6th highest rate over the last 2 weeks with Trevor Simeon in there. So they are trying to protect him and make sure he doesn't kind of lose the game for them. So we'll see. Teron Armstead, I don't know if he's definitely out for this game or not, but quality left tackle, did not play last week. Ryan Ramczyk did not practice yesterday. Great right tackle. I mean, it's like him and Lane Johnson are really probably the 2 best right tackles there in the NFL. And so if they're down both those tackles, Cesar Ruiz, the Philly guy, I think was getting crushed by Saints fans last week. I think he had a really bad game.
Multiple sacks.
Last week. So
Calvin Throckmorton at left guard.
Yeah.
Friend of ours from the pre-draft process. Of course, the Throckmorton effect
Okay.
is when
No
he's in the
idea
lineup.
What you're talking about. Okay. So that's the,
Look it up. It's a
Saints
medical
offense.
thing.
So Sheil, so
Yeah.
ever since you started covering football full time, so since 2012, okay?
Oh,
How
I like
many
that you know
first-
that. Thank you.
Yeah. How many?
I was
or
just
second-
talking to a sports Indian student today, telling him my whole story.
There you
All right,
go.
go ahead.
I could tell. It's a great story to share.
Next time
It's
I'll send
very
him to
impressive.
you.
Yeah, I'd like somebody to interview Zach about Sheil's career. That'd be good.
Sports
No.
Indian emails me.
Shields.
Hey, can I? I'm thinking about getting into journalism. Can we do a Zoom?
I
Email zberm at the Athletic.
I talk about Sheil's story often. Honestly.
thank you.
Like
All right.
when I talk to people, because I think it's
In
a
your
great
sleep, or
example.
like-
No, to me, it's a great example of not just someone who earned everything he has, but also like found a niche, created a niche. I always say like my
Love a
advice
niche.
is be better or be different, right?
Mm.
Because if you're just like everyone else, then it's gonna be hard. You're gonna be out. You're gonna be out the door pretty quickly if you're just like everyone else. So
Yeah, you could have
Yeah.
talked to the sports Indian. I mean, I gave him the
Yeah.
same advice. Yeah, we're on the
Yeah.
same page. All right, sorry.
So-
What was your question?
no, so since you started 2012, how many first or second round picks do you think the Saints have spent on offensive skill position players?
Ooh, good question. First or second round picks on skill position. Man, I can't think of many off the top of my head. Was one of those offensive linemen, or maybe two of them? You said first or second?
No, you said skill position, right?
Skill position players, not
skill
offensive
position.
players. Skill position
First or
players. Because you talked about how bad the skill players are.
Yeah.
Right.
Was
So
Kamara-
wide receiver,
I
running
think
back, and
Kamara
tight end.
was a
No,
third
Kamara
round
was
pick.
third round pick.
Michael Thomas
Kamara-
was a second, right?
Michael Thomas is
Thomas
one of
was
them.
second.
I feel like there's probably
Robert
a wide
Meacham
receiver.
was that?
Good one.
No, that was a little
that
before this
predated.
year.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. There's not.
Is there another?
Run.
The answer is the only other one is.
Don't tell us the answer. But there's one other.
Troutman
There's
was
one other.
second, right?
No, there is
Okay.
one other, and this is he was a first round wide receiver.
First round wide receiver.
Mm.
Who
I'm
the
thinking.
Eagles had a lot of interest in.
I'm thinking speedster. Bo, can you?
Yeah, that's
we
why I
pick-
was thinking of Meacham.
Yeah, I'm thinking some.
The Eagles love this guy.
No, not
Twice
no, I
they
was gonna-
love this
I
guy.
was gonna say Devery Henderson. Oh wait,
Twice they love
twice
this guy.
they
Devery
love this
Henderson.
guy?
Good
They
guess.
love this guy in the
Oh, I know
draft,
the
and then they
answer.
love this
Yeah,
guy
somebody,
in a trade.
somebody just put it in the. in
You
the
know
chat.
the answer. All right, who is
Brandon
it?
Cooks.
Brandon Cooks.
Oh, okay.
So, but besides that, those were the
Good
only
job,
two
Brian.
They were the only two skill position players that the Saints have drafted, offensive skill position players that the Saints have drafted in the first 2 rounds since 2012, which is interesting to juxtapose to the Eagles, who have spent 4 in the past 3 years. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And what, 5 if
And
you
5.
go back. Yeah,
To
5
Goddard.
in the past 4 years.
4, yeah.
If you go back to Goddard. Or I'm sorry, 4 in the past.
Interesting.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
5
in the past 4
4
years. Yeah,
Yeah.
5 in the past 4 years. So
3 receivers: Sanders and Goddard.
Now part of that has been because of some first round trades they made, right? Like they did the Marcus Davenport deal where they gave up a future first, right? But
Crazy trade at the. We definitely ripped that on.
Yeah.
That was a bird. We were doing birds with friends at that time, right? What year was that?
Yes,
Okay, yeah, I remember
it
crushing
was
that
you and
one.
I. Yeah.
But this is part of why their skill players are where they are, because it's not a position they've really invested high premium picks in.
It's Nate. It's a good question because it's felt like they didn't really need to. You know, their offense was really good for a long time. They found a Marcus Colston. You know, they'll sign a Jared Cook.
That was forever ago, Marcus Colston.
But it was still from 2012 on, right?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I was in college when
Yeah.
Colston was.
Oh,
was playing.
listen.
Yeah,
I
so that was-
remember Marcus Colston as like
I'm old. This is what
the
happens.
the first like early season waiver wire wide receiver to go crazy in fantasy, because remember he was a 6th or 7th round pick as a rookie, and he was great as a rookie.
Yeah, out of Hofstra. They don't even have a program anymore.
Jeez. Sorry, Hofstra. All right. So that's the offense. Do we need to take a break?
I just wanted to. Is there anything else on the offense?
I'll say
yeah.
so Traquan Smith was banged up earlier this year. He's back. He's been a part
Better
of
than
their
double
offense the
Quan,
past
but-
2 weeks. Not having Alvin Kamara really change. You know, he changes everything, right? So when he's not out on the field like he wasn't last week, big change to their offense. So pay attention to the running back status, like Sheil said. And then other than that, I mean, they really try to feed Troutman the ball, but
He has been terrible.
yeah.
It's funny,
he
I
has
He's
like
been
the Troutman.
he's
That's
been a
beautiful.
disaster, and you can tell Sean Payton is like fed up with him. I mean, they had the chance for a 2-point conversion last week to tie the game, and he false starts. I mean, I thought Payton was going to run out onto the field and just like tell him to turn in his uniform. He was not happy with that. So yeah, Troutman has been very unimpressive.
How would you
they should have
rank?
traded for Ertz, by the way?
How would you rank in terms of the strap scale of who's going to most make you piss down your leg? Trevor Siemian, Zach Wilson, Daniel Jones, and Taylor Heineke, the 4 quarterbacks the Eagles play until the final week of the season.
Probably
Well,
Daniel Jones.
I'm a little confused by the scale there because I mean none of them are making me stay up at night on like a Wednesday night. I mean, are you saying who has like the best chance to, if you're just saying a one game, to kind of light you up a little bit? Like maybe we should call this like the Jim Schwartz scale. You know, it would just be like a random Ryan Fitzpatrick throwing for
that's
500 on you or something. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like
who
this
worries you the most. Who would you most
worries
like
me
to
the
play?
most
Who
out
would
of
you
that?
most? Who would
Probably
you least like to
Jones.
play?
in their current situation.
Yeah.
Who was it? Heineke, Jones.
Zach Wilson or Trevor Siemian?
Wilson
I'm
is
assuming
last.
that Zach Wilson is going to be the quarterback when the Eagles play them, but
Wilson is 100% last.
Ooh, that's
for
an
me.
indictment on Joe D right there.
I mean, they're a disaster. I mean, normally you see like Justin Fields we were talking about, you see the flashes. I mean, with Wilson, honestly, you really didn't even see at least I didn't. I mean, I didn't even see the flashes. Like they couldn't if they complete 2 passes in a row, it felt like a miracle for that offense. I don't think that's hyperbole, honestly. That was when I watched. I haven't watched every snap, but that's what it felt like when I watched them. So they're last. I feel like Heineke probably has the ability to get on a heater for one game.
yeah.
So I would probably put him first. I'll probably go Heineke. I guess if the Giants' skill positions are healthy, I would go Jones second. If you want to go Simeon second, that wouldn't I wouldn't argue with that. And then the other one third, and then Wilson last. Sorry, Zach Wilson. Sorry, Joe Flacco. By the way, now we know why he didn't.
Screw
now
Joe
we know why
Flacco.
he wasn't suiting up for them.
All right. Why don't we take a little break, come back, talk some defense, and then after that, we'll get into a little Swooper Soarcasting. And good job by those of you in the chat, on the live chat, submitting your suggestions, but keep them coming if you got some more ideas.
If you're looking for ways to skip the trip to the post office and dodge all that hectic holiday shopping traffic, why not save time and money with Stamps.com? Stamps.com lets you compare rates, print labels, and access exclusive discounts on UPS and USPS services all year long. It just makes sense, especially if your business sends more mail-in packages during the holidays. Whether you're selling online or running an office or side hustle, Stamps.com can save you so much time, money, and stress during the holidays. Access all the post office and UPS shipping services you need without taking the trip and get discounts you can't find anywhere else, like up to 40% off USPS rates and 76% off UPS. Going to the post office instead of using Stamps.com is kind of like taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Just going up a couple of floors, sure. Take the stairs. Walking up 30 flights a day, you could use a break. If you spend more than a few minutes a week dealing with mail and shipping, Stamps.com is a lifesaver. You'll save so much time and money, you'll wonder why you didn't start sooner. Save time and money this holiday season with Stamps.com. Sign up with promo code BWF for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter code BWF. When the moment for intimacy arrives, you need to be ready. Roman ready. Whether you've been in a relationship for years or are just getting started, having the confidence that comes from preparation means you're free to enjoy the moment when the moment comes. Even though you are far from ordinary, the truth is that ED is really common. In fact, 52% of guys aged 40 to 70 experience some form of erectile dysfunction. Go to GetRoman.com/BWF now to speak to a U.S. licensed healthcare professional about erectile dysfunction and get $15 off your first month of treatment. Roman Ready is confidence personified. It is the self-assurance that comes from knowing you've prepared yourself for the moment when intimacy arrives. Roman's system is completely confidential and totally discreet. No big logos or labels or packages. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward, convenient, and discreet. Go to GetRoman.com/BWF today, and if you're prescribed, get $15 off your first month of ED treatment. Make sure you're ready to have confidence and control this fall. Roman Ready.
All right, back on Birds with Friends. Before we turn our attention to the Saints defense and the Eagles offense, I'll quickly plug my piece on the Eagles defense and special teams, just because it takes a long time to do. So go ahead and read that. Little notes and nuggets on everybody on the team. Sheil, I'm assuming you haven't read it yet, right? Or that you're not going to read it. I want to give you. I want to give you.
I was going to ask you to give me what are the two. What are like the 2 or 3 most interesting ones?
I will say. I did the classic. Quarterback hits per snap.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. Derek Barnett has
He
like,
always rates highly in that.
I know. Well, it's interesting because they also have the PFF pressure rate, which I don't really trust. And like, there's a huge difference between where he ranks in hits versus pressure. Like, he is not getting a lot of pressure, but he is first on the team in hits per pass rush snap. It reinforces that Fletcher Cox is doing nothing, even in the run game, like, especially compared to the other guys on the team. His like tackle percentage is super low. He's been, maybe there's other stuff going on. Part of it is the scheme, but he has been really ineffective.
I thought he was better last week, by the way.
I thought that was his best game of the season.
Yeah, I thought he was solid last week.
But Gannon was sort of explaining that part of that is because they were shifting their attention to Hargrave. Like, he was the one who was.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, Gannon said that?
He said Hargrave was getting double teamed more against the Broncos. And but then he said, and so Fletcher like blew up the game. That's the balance that opposing offenses have to face.
I didn't specifically notice that, but that's interesting that he said that. I'll have to look for that after this game.
Ryan Kerrigan, the least like in the true media database to 2012, no one has been more invisible on the field than Ryan Kerrigan. It's unbelievable. Cash that check season. But I want to give you a little can you here. This is on the special teams front. Can you name the 7 Eagles since 2013 who have led the Eagles in special teams snaps in each of those seasons?
I mean, no chance.
What do you mean? These are some of the greats.
The special team, I have no idea.
You know some of these
Is Malcolm
guys.
Jenkins one of them?
No.
I don't know.
Come on.
Listen, one
you can't get a Colt
starts,
Anderson? I mean, he's the greatest.
Oh, wait, what years did you say?
He was 13, Colt Anderson.
Oh, okay. I thought Colt Anderson had some juice as like a safety. That who was
but then
announcing
remember
the
he
game?
got killed in that.
It was very short lived.
Yeah.
Chris Maragos
never did it.
Was
one snap behind. Yes, he did it in 2017.
Chat, keep helping me. Come on.
I read this, so I can answer it. This was in the
ahead.
Andre Shafferay.
Andre Sacheret is doing it right now. He's two snaps ahead of Sean Bradley.
That's right. You had, let's see, you had in there, Raymond was in there twice.
Yes, the only one who did it twice, 15 and 16.
Alex Singleton.
Singleton was there last year.
That's correct.
Okay. There was Camus.
Yep, 17.
Nat Collins.
No.
Which
guess,
one's am I
Sean.
missing here? Which ones am I missing? And you said
You're missing
Colt
19,
Anderson.
18, and 14.
Oh, there was Leroy Reynolds was one of them.
2018, right? The best free agent linebacker the Eagles have signed in the past 5 years.
And so I need 19 now?
And 14.
And 14. 14.
Interesting that both 13 and 14 are current NFL position coaches or assistant coaches.
James Casey.
That's correct.
Okay.
Chad Hall.
No, Colt Anderson was the other one.
And then I need 19.
19 is currently on the roster and is a starter.
Kurt Coleman.
No, he did it as a rookie. He's currently on the Eagles roster and is a starter.
Oh, he's a starter on the Eagles and roster. Zach looks flummoxed.
I mean, what position plays special teams? Is Zach frozen?
TJ Edwards.
Yes, that's correct. I think Zach is frozen.
Oh, I thought
he was thinking the whole time.
I thought he was really thinking about it and mad at himself. But yes, I think his internet connection froze.
No,
that was
tough.
great. All right. Saints defense.
Let's talk about this Saints defense. Let me pull it up real quick here. They are 6th in defensive DVOA, 13th against the pass, which matches up with the Eagles being 13th as a passing offense. And they are the number 1 run DVOA defense in the league. And I did a little bit of reporting here and was able to reach out to some sources. And I got a copy of the Saints defensive game plan here. And it says in big, bold letters, Jalen Hurts is 0-4 in his career when he throws for over 300 yards. That is their game plan in this game.
I'm sure for the 10 of you who understand what Bo's talking about, congratulations. If the rest of you would like Bo to explain, let us know in the chat, or we can just move on. Zach, we thought you were deep and thought you froze with a very pensive,
it was a very pensive look,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Look
it
on
TJ
your
Edwards?
face. Yeah, we thought you were
TJ.
mad at yourself for not getting it. You were just looking down, but then we realized you were frozen.
No, so my computer literally shut down, and I
was
thought
a
for a
quick
second
reboot.
it wasn't charging, but I'm at 100%. So something about what we're doing here just knocked the computer off tilt.
Yeah, your computer felt like I did during that exercise.
Fair
We're
enough.
both ready to move on to the next thing. All right. Bo just gave a good stat for the Saints game plan, how they might try to stop the Eagles. But this Saints defense is definitely good. It's been good for years. You know, I would say that I think Dennis Allen, like the last 3 or 4 years, they've had a top 10 defense pretty much every season. This year, like Bo mentioned, they've been great against the run, allowing only 73 rushing yards per game, and they're great in all the advanced stuff as well. So that is obviously a huge key to this game. They mix up their coverages quite a bit. Their pass rush has not been great, I will say. You know, that they rank towards the bottom of the league in a lot of those stats: pressure rate, pass rush win rate. They've got a couple players there: Cam Jordan, Marcus Davenport. But it's not a group that's consistently
25th sack rate.
There you go. Pressured opposing quarterback. So if the Eagles offensive line can continue to play well, they should be able to handle that group pretty well. There were 2 Saints defenders who made the Sheil Kapadia midseason All-Pro team. Do you know who they were?
Yeah, Demario Davis.
Correct.
And then Marshawn Lattimore.
Very good. Bo, would you have gotten that? Be honest. If you thought about it. I mean, there's not that many great players on the defense.
They might not have been my first 2 guesses.
You
but
might
I
have gone
got
Cam
there
Jordan,
eventually.
maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm very impressionable, I guess, because that Seahawks Saints game, Demario Davis was just dominant in that game. That was a Monday night when the Eagles were in Vegas. So I remember I was waiting for my red eye. I was watching that game, and he just like dominated that Saints offense. So
I think what's interesting about that is that was a Geno Smith game. So you knew the Seahawks were just going to basically be running. And he knew that too. And he just teed off on them. Now the Eagles we've talked about have been the most run heavy offense or second most run heavy offense the last 3 weeks. So he is going to have to be somebody that certainly they account for there. Malcolm Jenkins has played, I think, 99% of the snaps since he joined the Saints. So he is still
no surprise there.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't come off the field at all still, even though he's older. I don't know how old is Malcolm Jenkins now.
Doesn't do it on the field either.
So a quick Malcolm Jenkins question for you guys. And I asked this, I have no knowledge of this whatsoever. Do you think the Eagles will do any type of tribute for him? Because if you recall, when he came last, I was. Who was I asking?
Didn't you? Was that online or offline? Yeah, didn't Zach ask about this recently during the post game pod? Is that when they talked about it?
Did we?
What are you talking about?
You 100% brought this up recently. You said they didn't do anything last year. It was pandemic.
Yeah.
There were no fans. Are they going to do anything this year?
Oh,
people
did I
tell
ask
me
that on the
thank
pod?
you. It was on the pod. What are you talking about
Sorry.
over there? I'm an active listener here, baby. I'm locked in. I might not know special team stats nonsense, but when I listen to a pod, I know what I hear.
So this was not on the pod the other night. This was after the pod. But I confessed to Marissa and Bo that I was so tired that I was like dozing. I was dozing off at one point.
He fell asleep during the pod. He said.
Wait, what? You pulled an Eric Snow?
Not like.
No, you must have not read You must have not read the episode description.
Yeah, it was in the episode description. I saw that.
If you go back and listen to the Huggins conversation, I went back and listened. That's where he said it happened, and you could kind of sense like his voice is not the same. He goes on a little, and then he's like, "How did I get to this point?"
Exactly. Yes, I was on like 3-4 hours of sleep that night, and it was late, and I dozed off. Not like
Wow.
I wasn't
This
sleeping.
is unbelievable.
No, I wasn't sleeping. I was like, we were in the middle of something, and I like put my head like that, and I like had to shake it. You know how that happens in class sometimes?
I mean, Bo, how does this make you feel? I mean, you're talking to the guy during the post. You're like Mark Zumoff here. Your partner is just snoozing during the episode.
I respect it.
But
I don't remember. I feel like when I'm in pod mode, the energy level,
I agree with that, yeah.
I'm like on a sort of on a high. Now, when we sign off, it might come,
Yes.
but wow, that's interesting. And that wasn't on video. The one time we don't have video.
yeah. Well, if it was on video, it would not have happened.
Oh,
So-
man,
I think if you
that's
listened
great.
through it the first time, like you wouldn't sense anything. But
I mean,
now
I had no idea. Yeah.
Now knowing the fact, if you go back and listen, you could.
Yeah.
You could.
I'm embarrassed
I mean,
to say that, but it was
Yeah,
go
I-
re-download the episode and get those.
like those
numbers.
post-game pods are at the end of like what amounts to like a 14-hour workday, right? Because we get to the stadium.
I do feel
3 hours
I mean,
before the
the
game.
schedule, it's tough because like Zach is done writing way before I am. And
Oh,
so
no,
like
it's-
it's like how long do I push it to let it make him hang around just to do
No,
the podcast?
It's really only an issue with time change games because I don't. My body does not adjust to the new time. I was up at 4 a.m. in Denver and was just like waiting for the game to start. Right. So
You have young kids. How is that possible? The
told
hotel
it-
sleep on your own with young kids. I mean, I could just be, I could be in that bed for 12 hours snoozing away.
I've never had that effect.
That's the goal.
I will say the Bob Huggins anecdote was not your most dynamic. Now that you mention it,
That's exactly what it was. It would have been much more dynamic at 9 a.m. I promise you that. All right. It was.
Maybe we do owe you the 5 a.m. 6 a.m. pod at some point
I would love that. I would
for
love
you to
that.
host.
All right.
I
Saints
was
do
saying
a lot
I
of.
was on the sleep front. I told Zach this morning. I'm doing one of those like health questionnaires for the insurance to like lower your premiums or whatever. And it's like how many
You gotta go
hours
do the
do
health
you sleep?
screening. Yeah.
I got to do the actual screening tomorrow. And it's like how many hours do you sleep per night? And it's like 5 or something like that. And then it's like, do you plan to sleep more over the next 6 months? It was like, oh yes, I do. Like once the season's over, I'll be actually sleeping again, hopefully. So and then it's like, will you
5 hours? Really?
Will you exercise more once the season starts, or once over the next 6 months? Yes, in fact, I will.
Yeah.
After 2 or 3 months from now. So
That's a yearly
knew.
tradition. February hits, and you're like, all right, time to get these eating habits in check and the exercise, and I'm gonna be a new man by March.
Exactly.
then you go to the combine and it's all out the door.
Well, yeah,
That's okay.
5 hours. Wow.
I mean, last night I slept like 3 hours, but hopefully I get a morning
Now,
nap.
are you getting up in the middle of the night?
Not when I go to bed at 3 a.m.
Not when you go to bed at 3 in the
No,
morning.
yeah.
Okay, but this 5 hours a night is not due to getting up for
No.
Jane duty.
I mean, usually it is more than 5.
Okay.
It is more than 5, but
You're old like me. You got to get 7. Got to
Yeah,
get
that'd be nice.
7. Feel fresh. Marissa's looking at me like I'm not 7. What are
No,
you talking about?
I go to bed really late, but I also don't have children to wake up for in the morning, so
Yeah.
I have a little more flexibility to sleep in than you guys. So
You can do once the kids get a little older, you do what we call a Kapadia lazy morning. Plug in
Send
those
them
devices, make sure they know how to work the remotes. You get up, have at it. Don't wake up mom
I
and
think-
dad.
I think the one thing that I have in my toolbox that Zach does not, or at least doesn't allow himself to do, is the post daycare drop off nap before
Yeah.
getting really into the workday. That's a move that I'm willing to pull.
Okay.
Once I'm not a napper, and it's actually been a conversation with my wife. She wants me to learn how to nap. I am like when I'm up, I am up, and then when I go to sleep, I go to sleep. But that's essentially it.
That's essentially it.
Saturday afternoon, you get in that recliner, you throw in some college football, the Big Ten bores you, your eyes closed for a half an hour. Wake up feeling great. All right.
There you go.
Zach's got to be scouting those assistant coaches. He doesn't have time for a nap.
That's true.
All right. Anything else?
Does anyone
on the,
really care about the
Saints?
Saints?
A lot of man-to-man, play more man than most teams, which is an interesting matchup against Jalen Hurts, right? Because
and potentially Devontae Smith. Marshawn Lattimore travel with the Devontae Smith in this game, maybe?
I think he probably does, right?
Yeah, I think he probably does.
Other
side was one of my guys, Paulson Adebo. I don't think he's played great this year, but he's gotten a lot of playing time for them.
Unvaccinated, I believe.
I don't know. I don't have a spreadsheet like you. You see? How am I supposed to know?
I think I heard that.
How would I know if Paulson Adebo is unvaccinated? I mean, really, what kind of question is that?
So do you think do you think there's a revenge factor at all here? Like I imagine that Saints staff is pretty miffed about what happened last year. Right? They were absolutely rolling. They were the best.
I mean, they're the morons who were starting Taysom Hill.
They were the best defense in football, and then Jalen Hurts in his first start runs all over them. And the Eagles upset them. And if my memory is correct here, that affected the Saints in the playoffs, right?
I think so.
I Googled Paulson Adebo unvaccinated, and the first Google result is a Reddit thread titled, "We might have drafted a moron," parentheses, Paulson Adebo.
But I can see like Sean Payton and Dennis Allen in particular this week just making sure that Jalen Hurts does not have that type of game against them. Like, Jalen Hurts beat you throwing for 300 yards instead of running for 100 yards.
So there you go. They got a bunch of DBs. They play a lot of nickel. They play a lot of dime. P.J. Williams, Marcus Williams.
Marcus Williams, free agent to be.
Wasn't he? He was a free agent last year. Oh, yeah, franchise tag, right?
Franchise tag. Yeah.
Surprisingly.
There is a good amount of potential free agent safeties, younger guys on the market. That was in my thing for today. I expect the Eagles to make some kind of big splash at safety this offseason, whether that's in the draft or in free agency.
Okay.
Kyle Hamilton. Yeah.
That would be the draft splash.
Yeah.
All right.
Jesse Bates. Go Deeks.
Let's go. 47 minutes in.
Let's hit a little break, come back, do some Swooper Soarcasting.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by big wireless providers, if we've learned anything, it's that there's always a catch. So when I first heard that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month, I thought, what's the catch? But after speaking with them, it all made sense. There isn't one. Mint Mobile's secret sauce is that they're the first company to sell wireless service online only. By cutting out retail stores, there's no crazy overhead costs that get passed down to you in the form of mystery fees. Instead, Mint just passes on sweet savings direct to you. For people looking for extra savings, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. All plans come with unlimited talk and text and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all of your existing contacts. And if you're not 100% satisfied, Mint Mobile has you covered with their 7-day money-back guarantee. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/birds. That's mintmobile.com/birds. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/birds. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, online therapy. Check out betterhelp.com/theathletic. The best way to think about therapy is through a bunch of analogies. We get our cars tuned up to prevent bigger issues down the road. We get annual checkups and go to the gym to maintain physical wellness and prevent injury and disease. We do chores regularly. Well, some of us, like me, maybe not like Bo, to avoid a giant mess of a house and roaches. Going to therapy is like all of these. It's routine maintenance for your mental and emotional wellness to prevent bigger issues down the road. Going to therapy doesn't mean something's wrong with you. It means you're investing in yourself to keep your mind healthy. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Why invest in everything else and not your mind? This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Birds with Friends listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/theathletic. That's BetterHelp.com/theathletic.
All right. Back on Swooper Soarcasting. Back to the game here on Birds with Friends. Zach, longest view in the room. He's in a good position. He's one game behind Sheil, and he's got the most turkeys in hand. He will have 36 turkeys with which to deal in this game. Sheil and I both have 29. We move ahead. I'm 2 games behind Sheil, 1 game behind Zach. Good idea presented in the chat I did today that next year we make it like a skins game. So there are no ties. If there are any ties, it carries over to the next week and it becomes a 2-pointer.
Listen, that's
Exciting
very
stuff.
bold to be thinking about next year's Swooper Soarcasting and assuming that it's happening with the present company involved. So
I'm excited
we
to
can
get
cross
into
that bridge in September.
into the test kitchen in the offseason with Dennis, see if we can come up with a new game.
Enjoy that.
Well, we're going to have to check with Dennis because I think for the first time, all 3 of you guys had one of very similar entries. So we're going to combine it and make one pick.
Ooh.
So we took extra from the chat today. I'm pretty sure this is, I know 2 of you guys have shared similar thoughts, but I think this is the first time everyone is on the same page. Can we take a guess of what that involved?
Malcolm Jenkins.
Correct. So we will kick off with that. I believe this was Zach's. Malcolm Jenkins is involved in a personal foul penalty, either against him or caused by him. Bo's read Malcolm Jenkins gets in a fight, and Sheil's read Malcolm Jenkins, quote, mixes it up with an Eagles player after the whistle. Has to pass threshold of a flag being thrown or the announcers referencing it if gray area Marissa decides. So I think we can come to a conclusion of we can combine all of those.
See, that's a man of detail right there. You guys with your Malcolm Jenkins gets in a fight. You got to lay it out in this game.
Personal foul penalty. That's laying it out. That's the officials.
what it
That's
is?
well defined.
Yeah, that's the officials deciding. There's a flag on the field, either against him or caused by him.
And if it's caused by, Marissa can decide whether it was actually caused by or not.
That's fair.
Sure.
Okay.
2.
1.
4.
Cheese.
Put
Sorry,
cheese.
Malcolm. I mean, I always thought he was like a hard-nosed, clean player. I didn't know he was going around getting personal foul penalties
It's
every
not
game.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Do I hear 5?
Now, personal foul. Do we have to
15 yards, personal foul.
called personal foul?
Called personal foul.
Or half the distance to the goal.
Or this is the goal. But it
I
could
was
be
thinking about this. Why is it half the distance to the goal? Why shouldn't you just get the ball
At the
like
1
at
yard
the
line.
goal line or the 1
I
yard
agree.
line? What's up with that?
Oh,
I
I think
agree.
half the distance makes sense.
Why?
why is pass interference at the 1, but the other
Why?
ones aren't?
Well, I mean,
Why
pass
would it be
interference
half the
spots all silly.
distance?
I don't know. I like a half the distance.
But it makes no sense.
Why not?
What's the point? What do you mean, why not? If it's a 15-yard penalty and you can't go 15, you should go as far as you can without getting to 15. You shouldn't just split it in half all of a sudden. What sense does that make? All right.
I think it
I
makes
also
total
like
sense.
when the team gets penalized on their own 1 yard line and it's half a distance to the goal and it goes
That's the
back.
best. I mean, if you're on your own 1 yard line, you should be false starting as much as you can. Like,
You should just false start, turn around, shake your butt, do something funny, go viral, make it a marketing thing. All right. I'm not bidding anymore on this.
me neither.
Where
All
are
right,
we?
get it at 4.
Zach,
4.
4. Zach,
Okay.
yeah. All right. This is a unique
I'm
one.
picturing if maybe Marissa will pass that on to Michael for when he gets in a game if that happens, and he'll be the first person to do it.
Poor guy.
He would never.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
This is a unique one. A punt lands out of bounds and is spotted directly on a yard line divisible by 5.
Is this a bow one?
Of course. Now this happened in the last game. This always cracks me up because the phoniness of pretending to be precise about where a punt goes out of bounds by the refs is so silly. And more often than not, they're like, Oh, it landed exactly at the 30-yard line. That's where it crossed. So if it's an even number, like a 25 or a 30 or anything like that, that's what we got here.
There's a lot of things wrong with you.
This is why I went to journalism school right here.
2.
Ah, damn it.
You thought you were going to
3.
steal it with 1? No, I'm not crazy. Zach, I'm out.
There's a DFOP Ben Harris once sent me a thing. There's a study that it is like statistically well, I mean this does happen more often than it should statistically.
I'm out.
I'm out too.
Great.
Sold
I'm
for 3?
excited to root for this.
I'm being more prudent with my turkeys.
Okay. Intentional grounding is called.
1.
It does not say for what team. Let's just
2.
clarify.
3.
Is called. So if it's declined, it still counts, correct?
Yes.
4.
Why would you decline an intentional grounding though? Isn't it there's a loss of down, right?
Listen. All right, you wouldn't. Fine. Go doze off again. Skipping.
Stop paying such close attention.
Sorry.
I think, what am I? I'm at 4. Is that where we're at? I'm at 4.
Yeah.
Hold on. There's a commenter in the chat who says he's a former ref, and he says there's actually a really good way to determine it. I'd like him to expand on that.
Determine
He
what?
says hard to explain in the chat, but it's a pretty good system.
All right, Bo, give your email. The rest of us don't really care that much about it.
birdswithfriendspodcast@gmail.com.
Wow, afraid to give out the personal email. Interesting. Okay.
Noted. Z Berman at
zberman@theathletic.com.
Right.
Anyone can email me. Anyone. Okay.
Going, including if you're a sports Indian student. All right, I'm at 4. You guys in or out? Let's go.
I'm out on 4.
Zach?
I'm out on 4.
All right.
All right. Sold to Sheil. All right. Miles Sanders plays the most snaps of any Eagles running back.
So this requires him to be signed or put back on 53 and then play more than Jordan Howard or Boston Scott or Kenny Gainwell.
1.
2.
I feel like you guys, would know the likelihood of this better than I would.
Yeah, I'm not positive he's back, but
Okay.
I think he's going to be back. But
Is he playing me here? Zach has been kind of cutthroat the last few weeks here, so he could be throwing
I wish I knew. I'm working on
I'll
a
say
story
3.
now on the running game.
Bo's
And
going
I really
3.
don't know what their strategy is. 4.
Nah. Ooh. All right. Now you're interesting. I'm
Zach?
out.
Going once.
5.
Let's see. So I started this with 34 turkeys. I bid. I'm sorry.
You've
I
got
started with
32
36 turkeys. I bid for. I'll go 6 here. I have a 1 in 3 chance. Yeah, I have a 1 in 3 chance. It's not going to be Gainwell. I know that.
Wow. Geez. Sorry, Kenny. I'm out.
You got it.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Tyree Jackson has more receiving yards than Jalen Reagor.
Tyree Jackson has not yet been targeted. 1.
2.
3.
Oh, God. Zach is most improved Swooper Soarcasting.
I agree.
I feel like this is one he would have just sat out before. Now he's saying, either I pump him up or I get a cheapie at 3.
It's like
That's what
there's
I'm
an
learning.
absolute.
His
It's like there's an
mindset has
absolute
changed.
value of between him and Munger, and as Munger declines, Zach only gets better.
It's,
Your boy
I do
Munger
not.
getting
I do
your
not
ass.
deserve to be in the same sentence as Charlie Munger. So,
Do I hear
Yeah, you're not a
4?
monster of an architect.
I don't want this. Although 3, geez.
I'll say 4.
All right, good.
Zach?
he can have it at 4.
All right. Sold to Bo.
Now,
What would be really good here? What would be really good there is if Rager has one catch on a screen for negative yards,
or one of those, not a jet sweep, but where it counts as a pass.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
What if they have the same?
No,
It
gotta
doesn't
be.
count. Yeah, it's got to be more.
Okay.
We're not positive that Goddard's back either, so Jackson could be the top 2 tight end.
All right. There is a mention of Mailata being a freezer or Dickerson being a fridge on the broadcast.
Now this is because
Sheil
yesterday
is so confused.
Jordan
right now.
Mailata described.
I saw something about this, but
Jordan
I can't
Mailata
remember.
yesterday
what it was.
described Landon Dickerson as an athletic fridge, and Dickerson was asked about it today, and he said, "If I'm a fridge, then he's a walk-in freezer."
A walk-in freezer. That's interesting.
It's a big guy, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I don't know.
So the broadcasters for this game, so everyone can
Adam Amin
know,
and Schlereth.
Adam Amin and Mark
Yes.
Schlereth. And Shannon
Sports
Spaeth.
Indian.
Like an Amin.
Yeah. All right.
So how are they reading the clips?
1.
2.
3.
4.
I feel like Sheil's got maybe some inside. He's going to send this to Amin. He's got on the BW the Sports Indians group chat.
Listen, it's there's no rules about how you can make these happen. It doesn't happen or does it not happen.
Fishy.
Would you? Can we go, please, fridge? Just decide whether you want to bid or not.
I'm out on this.
Zach?
I'm out on this as well.
All right. Sold to Sheil for 4. Okay.
Adam. Yeah, I'll call you back in 10. Oh, sorry.
All right. The Eagles win by double digits.
2.
1. Oh.
Sorry, what did I get that last one for?
4. You've got 21 turkeys left.
All right.
I got 21 turkeys.
That's
They
all
all
about us.
us.
What did someone bet on this?
I got 2.
3.
4.
Out.
Zach?
The Eagles don't win close games. Like, they only blow out teams. But
The line is Eagles by 2. Jake is asking in the chat.
I'm staying away from this one right now. You can have to go.
Okay.
All right. Jalen Hurts runs for a touchdown and does the gotta
good
let him
one.
hang celebration.
Good one.
So we'll find out this weekend if Devontae was fined for that because Fred Van Fleet was fined for it. I don't think a player should be fined for that. Let him.
Different sport, Zach.
Yeah, let them celebrate. No, I just didn't know if it's viewed. I recognize.
Well, where's the line? What if he starts doing something even more?
Yeah. So I don't know what that would be.
Do you want to explain what you have in mind, Bo? Obviously, there's something specific you want to.
No, I don't really want to.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, there are certain things you could mime.
Okay, so this is sort of like, last week I took Shermer and then it was a non. So this one could kind of be over before the game. Like if Devontae Smith gets fined, like Zach said, then I don't think Hurts is
Right.
going to do it. I'll
I
go
don't
1.
think he's gonna get fined though. So,
Okay.
Bo.
I'm not going to bid on this.
This is very specific.
I mean,
runs
nothing.
for a team.
Yeah, anything for 1 is a good buy, but
All right, I'll go 2 then.
channeling Munger.
I feel like doing the Larry David to you. Yeah, you know something in there. Whew.
Do I hear 3?
No. Low percentage.
Marissa's ready to get this over with.
Yeah, she and I both. All right.
All right. Cheap one for Zach there. Okay.
4
Here we
left.
go. I substituted this one in for one of the Malcolm Jenkins ones. The Eagles show, and this was a chat submission. The Eagles show a tribute video of Malcolm Jenkins in the stadium at any point on Sunday. So I'm really going to rely on people at the game because it could be during warmups. It could be, I don't know.
Yeah, they'll
halftime.
do it when fans are there if they're going to
Yeah.
do it. So
And it needs to be a produced video. It can't be him on the screen and the fans give the ovation. Like it can't be.
You don't think so? I don't know.
Like,
Okay.
does it have to be something that was produced? Like highlights?
A few
of his game?
highlights, I would
Okay.
say.
Okay.
All right, so it's not just showing Jenkins on screen with a graphic that says
Right.
"Thank you, Malcolm" or
Thank
something.
you. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
all right. So it has to be, presumably
3.
some highlights of him in an Eagles uniform. Okay.
3.
4,
5.
6,
7.
8. How many more do we have, Marissa, after this?
3 after this.
Okay.
Zach?
9.
9?
9.
Wow.
The new ZB. 10.
You can have a 10. I had a number. I'm sticking to it. So
Okay.
All right. Sold to
All right,
Sheil.
by the
Wait a
way-
second.
Oh, are you in?
Sorry, Bo.
Yeah,
Well, either
11.
join or don't join.
11. Wow. Okay. Bidding's back. I didn't give a final call. I just assumed it was.
Well,
I mean,
he's
so
over there
bad moderation
falling-
by me.
No.
so
I
Bo
think
knows
it's
people
unfair.
Bo knows people inside that building. He might know about little production work being done. Because the fact that he delayed it there could have been a text message.
You guys were
sent.
going back
Yeah.
and forth. There was no.
You're right. He
there
was
no
very
time for me to
distracted.
jump
Yes.
12.
in. Oof. Antonio Brown with a fake vaccine card. That's fun. What a good guy. 13.
He definitely knows something, Sheil.
I don't know anything. I just think they're going to do this.
They should do it, but I'm not. I'm being disciplined.
Sheil?
14.
One?
14.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, man. I got to think about what these other things are going to be.
Bo, 15?
Going once.
Going twice.
15.
Wow.
All right. You can have it for 15.
All right. Sold to
If it
Bo.
doesn't happen, it's kind of pathetic by them, I feel. But
Yeah,
I
I feel like
agree.
that too.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's just showing him on the screen with a
Yeah,
thank you
that's what I'm
thing.
banking on.
Yeah.
The Eagles rush for fewer than 73 yards.
Which is what the Saints are giving up per game.
3.
Is that what you have left?
Yes.
4. I mean, I'm not going to give it to you. CB?
You can have it at 4.
Okay.
All right.
Wow. I'm surprised. Perry Fuel.
A non-quarterback completes a pass. Note, Taysom Hill only counts if he's not lined up as the quarterback on said play.
2.
3.
You can have
4.
Oh, wow.
Easy there.
Zebram, do I have 5?
No.
Bo's bad betting. So sold to
can't.
Sheil. All right, final one. The Eagles defense forces a turnover on downs. Didn't finish reading
Cut
yet.
throat.
The Eagles defense forces a turnover on downs on a 4th down, 2 yards or less.
Jeez. 2 yards.
3.
4.
5.
6.
7.
Is this the last
should-
one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I should have been on the rushing one. I shouldn't have let you have that for 4. That was a mistake.
Do I want to go all in and try to really win this week here? Is the question. 8.
Wow. To our audio
Um,
listeners, Zach is showing some severe frustration.
9.
Wow.
Wow.
4th and 2
That's a
or
lot for
less.
this one.
I want another ball in the game here.
I know. I've got 4. So do I just say screw it and go for it here? Another option. What did you bid, Zach?
9.
9. 10. Turnover.
We got a comment from Jimmy in the chat. Zach's gonna lose one of his 4 hours of sleep over this.
I hate to admit it, it's happened before. All right.
All right, I'm out. You can have it. I'm going to say
All right.
What did you get it for? 9.
9.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Zach's got 15 to carry over. Sheil's got 13. I've got 3. Zach got that last one, the fourth down turnover on downs with less than 2 yards. He's got Jalen Hurts letting him hang low. Miles Sanders plays the most snaps of any Eagles running back, and Malcolm Jenkins is involved in a personal foul penalty. Sheil has intentional grounding is called. The broadcast mentions the freezer thing. The Eagles rush for fewer than 73 yards, and a non-quarterback throws a pass.
I feel strongly that one's going to hit, by the way.
The non-quarterback pass?
Yeah, I think because I think I don't think either of these teams is going to be confident, in their offenses, and they're going to have to go to their bag of tricks a little bit.
You think Sirianni, he wants, that home win, he wants to get a little crowd fired up type deal?
It's a big game. You might not be able to run the ball.
I've got the punt going out of bounds and being spotted at a 5 or 10 yard line. Tyree Jackson having more receiving yards than Jalen Reagor. The Eagles win by double digits, and there is a video tribute, a prepackaged video tribute to Malcolm Jenkins in Lincoln Financial Field. I think I'm going to win this week.
I like Bo's slate this week. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I would make Bo the heavy favorite this week.
I don't know about heavy
heavy.
favorite,
All
but
right.
I do like my roster better than I have in recent weeks.
We'll see.
All right. Crystal Ball Eagle predictions. As you said, Eagles 2 or 2.5?
It was 2 recently.
2-point favorites. I can go first if you want. Last week, I was the only person who correctly predicted the Eagles to beat the Broncos.
Although Zach had it right against the spread, I believe. Right, Zach? Or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
We got to tally those up.
Yeah, we got to tally him up. Zach, he picked the Eagles to beet the spread, but
No, he picked.
Yeah.
Well, he picked the
Eagles to
Broncos
cover.
to win, but for the Eagles to
it does
cover.
split. Okay. Yeah. Does it count if from the press box I play a video I made myself for Malcolm Jenkins
No,
on
no.
my laptop? It has to be on the stadium video board.
That's the
Move
same
on.
video board.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think this Eagles team is improving. I think they are much better than they have been. I think they're going to dominate the final 6 games of their schedule.
Dominate.
I think they're going to win. Yeah, well, I think they're going to win
What,
4
3?
of the final 6, if not 5
This
of the
guy
final 6.
with these huge declarations, and then follow up. It's like the 8-9 record before the season. Remember?
Well, I'm setting you up because I think this is a tough matchup for the Eagles, and I think they're going to lose this game.
Ooh.
I think Zach's boy, Trevor Siemian, the 4th Manning, is better than some of the other quarterbacks they've played. Now, the Eagles' defense, of course, shining the light on the quality of the opposing quarterback. We'll find out if Siemian is good or not. But it's a tough against this defense. I do feel like this Saints defense is going to have something cooked up a little bit. Jalen Hurts has been playing very well, but the looseness with the ball last week concerned me a little bit. Maybe smelling themselves a little bit too much, reading their own clippings. I think the Eagles are going to lose this game 22-19. The Saints win.
Can a 4-6 team really be smelling themselves that much?
Yeah.
So Austin Mock of The Athletic, in his picks for this week, he said to pay attention to Saints Eagles under 43.5, and he mentioned how the Austin Mock, isn't it?
I mean, really,
It's Austin Mock. I said it correctly, right? Yeah.
I don't know.
So
This person is, to be honest, I'm
It's
sure
a
he's
story.
a great guy, but
it's a story on the Athletic NFL page right now.
okay, all right.
Yes, edited by your
I
editor.
mean, I personally would be reading Sheil Kapadia's picks
Yeah.
against the spread column, but
Well, we're gonna get to that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch a nerve there. So in this game here, I hear what Bo said, and look, I think Simeon's better than he might get credit for, but I still think this defense feasts on non-top quarterbacks. I don't think Simeon's better than Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know if Simeon's better than Sam Darnold. Now, I do think Sean Payton is a better schemer, a better play caller than some of those other coaches, and I think Payton can put him in a good spot. That said, I think the Eagles need to get on the board at home, and I'm not saying the crowd's going to be a factor here, but I think they're going to play better than they did against Tampa Bay, Kansas City, some of these home games they had. If they can keep the turnovers down like they have, if the pass rush can get to Trevor Siemian, I'd like the Eagles winning this game. I'm not predicting a blowout, so I don't think the double-digit one hits. But I will go Eagles 23, Saints 20.
Okay. I was really torn about this pick when I was doing my WIP hit flex. I hadn't decided. It was kind of like spur of the moment. What am I going to go with here? Sean Payton, when the Saints have been an underdog over the last 3 years, the Saints are 9-2 against the spread. In the 8 games they've been an underdog without Drew Brees over the last 3 years, they're 8-0 against the spread. And so, in my picks column, whenever basically the Saints are an underdog, I've just been taking them to cover, and it served me well. And so I'm not going to stray from that here. Eagles can win this game, but I don't, do they have a plan B in this game? It's a big challenge for Jalen Hurts in the passing game, because I don't think you're going to be able to run all over them. Can you make enough plays in the passing game to win this one? I'm a little bit skeptical. I think that Saints defense can confuse opposing quarterbacks. They're talented. And so I don't think the Eagles are going to be able to move the ball through the air consistently. I was going to go Eagles 20, Saints 19, where I was still having the Saints cover, but the Eagles winning. But then I decided, you know what? I'm going to be picking the Eagles probably quite a bit over the next 6 weeks. I'm going to go with the Saints here. Saints 22, Eagles 19. It's the same score. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that, but I've already been on the record.
You already published. Okay, well, we ride the Siemian together.
I'm changing my score, by the way. Still have the Eagles win, but have the Saints covering. Okay.
Oh.
So I will go 2019.
Of course, I'm hoping the Eagles win by 10 points, but
yes, because Swooper is what matters.
Obviously, yeah.
And real quick before we go, this just came across the Twitter sphere, so had to share it on the broadcast. Sheil lost his bet on the Athletic Football Show, so he had to dress like Bill Belichick. So I just figured Zach would really like this one.
Sheil has so much more fun on that show than he has this show. He comes on this show. He acts like curmudgeonly, like
he
we're wasting his
complains
time.
about every responsibility.
He goes on that show. I see clips of him drinking
he's a bullion
Monster. Yeah, all this coffee to mimic Dan Campbell.
Listen, if you limit my Birds with Friends to 20 minutes a week, and that's all I got to do, I'll be a totally different guy.
He knows that all the bosses are watching the national show, right? So he turns it on for the suits, right? And then for this, it's like he's a senior national writer now. Why are these local writers wasting his time? Yeah, he saves the good stuff for Mays.
He's like, one day Robert Mays can do something good for my career. I better act good for him. But when I'm with these schlubs, I can be my true self.
Yeah.
Listen, keep it going. I'm enjoying this. What else?
The chat is really liking Z-Berm's calling him out.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Well, and of course, if you are listening to this episode, make sure you tune in to the YouTube just for this, because you will get potentially to experience what Marissa got to experience for the first time, and that is your first peek at #Sheil's legs.
Yes.
I say this I say this by the way because I'm jealous of Sheil. That's an awesome. Yeah, that's a great podcast. He gets
my legs. Oh, I thought my legs.
No.
Listen,
I respect the
didn't
legs.
Zoom up. They're pretty hairy. Yeah.
It's the podcast appearance, right? So
all right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, the inside baseball here is after this closes, Sheil's going to go record that podcast. He's gonna flip a switch. He's gonna turn into a completely different person.
I've been all smiles here. I've been bringing the juice, the energy. Come on.
At least he didn't fall asleep.
Wow.
This is why Marissa is my agent, my manager.
Look. So I've tried. I've tried
Marissa
sharing.
loves it.
I've tried sharing
You
more.
gotta burn in.
That's it. Like, yeah, I'm going to revert back to the way I was when I started this podcast. Nothing personal, all business. We were not on camera. I did not need to reveal that I was dozing off. So I am I'm returning back to 2019 Zach on this pod.
No. So
I'm
I'm sorry, Zach.
That was outstanding.
That was a great line.
What an
Well done.
ending.
Well
Everybody
done.
get crushed. Zach gets crushed. How did Bo escape? I don't know. Bo
You guys can
Marissa
crush me
escaped it.
too.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
All right.
Nah.
All right.
Okay.
wrap us
Well,
up?
that'll do it for this episode of Birds with Friends. For Marissa and the insult comic, Marissa Morris,
I'm sorry, Zach. I couldn't. It just came out of my mouth.
It is all good. It's all good.
Two-Faced Sheil Kapadia, Zach Berman Van Winkle, and myself. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you after the game on Sunday night. And as always, we love you.